Tuck her down. We just picked her up from the grocery store. We're also going to be trying. Honestly, I've never even seen this before. They make Lunchables made a burger. I have a weird feeling that it's going to give me gastrointestinal issues, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try it for you guys. Anyways, first things first. Sharpener. Knife. Make sure that there is no dust inside of our bowl. We are going to be rinsing off our pork before we package it, just to make sure that there's no blood or anything on it, because that'll actually make it go bad faster. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, that's all. Yeah, it's a good thing that I am going to be rinsing off the pork before I get it packaged and put into the freezer, because that's a lot of liquid, and the liquid's already starting to make a smell all on its own. So we're going to rinse it out, pat it dry, and then we are going to freeze it. And like I say, this is my personal favorite method for pork belly. It just helps it stay good longer. It's pork belly. I am currently getting it butchered down so that I can get it froze. It is one of my favorite ingredients to use in a lot of different dishes. Some people pray for salvation. I'm pretty sure that all my nieces and nephews just pray for a meal made by Auntie that doesn't contain a pork product. Hello, how are you doing today? Jake Chambers, 33. Hello, Kenner Jr. How is everybody doing today? I know I need a new knife. I'm actually saving for a nice knife set. I've actually been using all of the knives that I own since around 2012. 2012-ish. Like, this one's actually pretty bad. There's even a chip in the blade. It's, like, awful. But I am planning on getting new ones at some point. However, you are correct. For the sake of safety, I definitely should get some new knives. Now my hands are all slippery. Stupid pork fat. I'm gonna wash my knife handle really quick. There we go. Yes, it can be pretty dangerous for your fingers if it doesn't chip proper anymore. Yeah, it can be. It's definitely something. But she's old, reliable, and she does work pretty well for the time being until I can get a new one. And I'm probably going to cry once I get rid of the ones that I have. I'm going to be honest. I've been using them so long, I've like developed a personal attachment. It's so weird. What happened to my arm? Oh, nothing happened to my arm. I have a genetic chronic dry skin condition called psoriasis. Believe it or not, the only thing that's ever I've been going to doctors, I've been taking different medicines and everything for my entire life, and the only thing that's ever worked for me at all to help with it ever was, believe it or not, a specific bar of soap made out of oats that came from this specific plant-based company. It's really good stuff. I developed what I call my scales when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and they have never ever gone away. When I was actually, they have been a lot worse. They've been slowly fading over the last while. I'm gonna be honest, when I never even noticed it myself. My boyfriend's the one that pointed out, like, hey, sweetie, your skin's getting so much clearer. And then I literally like examined my arms and my stomach and absolutely everywhere. And I looked back at old pictures of myself and I realized, like, oh my God, 3/4 of my like psoriasis has completely disappeared. So I actually almost cried when I realized, out of sheer happiness, when I realized that it was disappearing. Oh, don't be sorry. I inherited it from my mama, who inherited it from her daddy, who inherited it from his mama. We're a bunch of cheetah print fish. Now I'm gonna go rinse the pork off really quick. I'll be right back. I have to get these dishes done here soon too. Okay. Nope, all that's gotta come. no leftover liquid other than clear water. Alrighty, now our dish of pork is full of just water and pork. And we are going to take down the roll of paper towel because we are going to continually pat this dry. I'm also going to wipe off the board that we were using to get all of that blood and stuff that was already on the meat soaked up into that and gone away. Oh, I saw a good boy girl walking past the camera. I love dogs. How old is your dog? I have 2 dogs. So my Duncan is 17 and Nessa is 16 and a half. So Nessa is a Husky and Beagle mix and Duncan is Husky Lab and Little River. Oh, they're extremely, extremely sweet. They're kind of obsessed with me. I'm not sure why, but I don't particularly mind it. There we go. Yeah, this one's nice and dry now. Yeah, Duncan and Nessa are quite literally my entire world. Duncan has been my best friend since I was 9 years old, and Nessa came to me when she was about 4. I've had Duncan since he was a puppy. He was my Easter present from my mother when I was 9. And Nessa came to live with me when I was around 16-ish. Yeah. 15, 16. She's a good girl. Yeah, I know. Mixed breeds tend to do that. They live for a really long time. Especially when they're mixed with either a husky or a beagle. They're just, the longevity is out of this world. Your ears will hate you, but if you ever get a chance to bring home a husky dog or a beagle dog or any mixed breed with either one, you will absolutely love it with everything in you more than anything in this entire world. Your ears might not like you, but Nessa's my soul dog. We rescued each other. And Duncan's just been with me forever. Oh, it makes me sad that they're as old as they are at the exact same time that it makes me happy. Passed away last year. Oh, I'm so sorry. Cancer has... Cancer's been really, really rampant in the doggo community for the last while, sadly. I'm so sorry to hear that. But 12 is a really good age for a doggo, and he or she had a really, really good life. Him. Sorry. If they get to be that old, they had a really good life, and they were most likely extremely happy. And that's all that really matters. Mine passed a few weeks ago. Oh my gosh. Kidney failure. What a sin. I'm so sorry. Kidney failure is a hard one. No problem. I know how devastating it is when something happens to your pup or dog. They're literally your best friend and your baby and your absolute everything all rolled into one. Anytime. I'm really, really good at yip yapping, but I'm also a pretty good listener when I want to be. Hi, Debster Liz. Make sure we get these suckers all dried out. No moisture left in the meat when we put it into the bag to freeze it, because otherwise it'll go bad faster. It's a trick that my great-grandma taught me. She was 98 when she passed on. I always say, Mornan never made it to 98 by being dumb. Made it there by being a genius in a wrinkle suit. Isn't that right, Peter? I said, this is a trick that my great-grandmother taught me. I always say Mornan didn't make it to 98 by being dumb. She got there by being a genius in a wrinkle suit. Yeah. He's not listening to me. You cut off the skin from the pork belly? No, it came without skin. See? Plus, if there is any skin or anything on there, I'm just going to eat it anyway. Eating skin's good for your skin. No, there's definitely no hide left. That's all just fat. No, it came pre-skinned in a giant plastic package that I just had to cut the meat down myself. The skin is my favorite part when eating pork belly. I know, it's so good. This is gonna sound really odd. I am not the type of person who actually likes to buy my meat pre-cut down. I usually like to buy it, if I can, I'll buy a whole side of meat and chop and get it rendered down and chopped into bits myself. I have no need for a butcher. I grew up doing that. When you grow up on a farm on a literal moving farm lot. So when I was a kid, we had a small livestock meat farm. We had chickens, we had rabbits, and well, just about any kind of smaller livestock that you could think of. We had it just kind of hanging around to be ready to eat. But a lot of our other family members had very large meat livestock, so I was kind of always around for the butchering and slaughtering process, and I learned how to do it all at a really young age. And not even just with farm animals. My grandparents always hunted. Like, every one of my grandparents and most of my aunts and uncles hunted and literally taught me how to do everything associated with it. And honestly, it's a really good way to make sure that you don't lose older knowledge by just continuing just little traditional things that, yes, it makes life a tiny bit more work, but at the end of the day, it also makes everything a little bit more worth it. And yes, I understand that that's for some reason some kind of trend right now, but at the exact same time, I've been doing this shit since before it was trendy. This was my childhood. And you know what? It's kind of nice to have people not think that it's odd for once. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that somebody actually agrees with me. And honestly, it's great to feel like you've accomplished something, even with just the smallest thing, like just getting your food. Besides, if we actually let traditions and old knowledge die, then if we ever do end up having to live that way, how are we going to sustain anything? How are we going to take care of ourselves? How is anybody going to know that soap wort was actually the original cleaner and the original way that we got soap? That wasn't just flat out fat and ash. How is anybody going to know about which plants to use to not get serious infections? How are we going to know what we can utilize as medicines in order to make sure that we don't die later on? These are things that I genuinely think we all need to make sure that we can continually maintain the knowledge of. I say as I slap the shit out of my pork belly. uh, And believe it or not, one of my favorite things to actually do in practice is I like to take all of my plastic Ziploc bags. Once they've all been used, every single one of these is usually washed and put away into a drawer and then reused later. As I say, I grew up watching my parents buying whole living fishes, goose, ducks, etc., and they also butchered them themselves. Honestly, it's a great practice, and it's one of those things where you know where it's coming from. You know what it's eaten. You know that it's not full of growth hormones. You know that there's no dyes in it, no extra chemicals to keep it fresh longer. It's healthier that way. Everything just seems to be so much better for you that way. Like, I have been very slowly but surely, been trying to turn the entirety of both my back and front yards into an infinite food glitch. Well, there's also a lot of self-defense poisons and such growing around back there, but it's going to at some point be an infinite food and medicine glitch. And it is beautiful. And it's already partially there. Now I get to slice some of this up. That way I don't have to wait for it to thaw to slice it later. Oh my gosh. This is some really nice pork belly. Look at that. That's beautiful. Some good marbling. These are my lazy slices for later, for when I don't feel like actually slicing the pork belly up. It's already pre-cut for me. Thank you so much. I also kind of want some pork belly right now, but at the same time, I also promised at the beginning of the live that I was going to try this monstrosity. I didn't even know that Lunchmate made burgers, but apparently now we're going to try that out to see if it's worth it. $5.29 plus tax for that fucking thing, and it's probably going to give me the runs. Come on. Oh, I really need a new knife, for fudge sakes. The stupid chip in the blade is stopping me from cutting, and it's making me annoyed. There we go. That's all done. Wash your hands, Cass. Alrighty. Put the lazy slices in there for when I don't feel like chopping it up and I want a girl dinner. Believe it or not, sometimes he's actually not home. It's not often, but it happens. Okay, wash my hands again. Now we'll get rid of all this paper towel. Holy fudge toffee. Alrighty. Get all of this meat put into the freezer. Message is held for review. What is that? I don't know what that is. It's some kind of flag. My brother gifted me a new set of knives on my birthday, but I didn't use them yet because, like you, I'm attached to my old ones. Yeah, I completely understand. It's one of those things, like, I'm gonna cry. If I get a new knife set, I am genuinely going to cry when I, like, take them out and decide that it is time to say goodbye to my old ones. Oh, it's sad. It's sad, but it's surely gonna happen. Now let's stick all these into the freezer. All right, and we gotta get this sucker washed now because that's all full of pork bacteria. All right, and we'll try this thing. How is this ready to eat? It's a burger. I'm at least going to heat this with the... There's no... I'm scared and I'm going to take an allergy pill before I eat this. Where did they go? They're there. I was literally about to freak out like, Peter, my pills are missing. Okay. What kind of cookie is that? It doesn't even say what kind of cookie it is. Oh, it smells like cinnamon. Cinnamon molasses? Cinnamon oatmeal? I'm just going to eat the cookie first. I don't care. Thank you. The cookie's good. Can't expect anything bad from a cookie. Other than the fact that it's packaged right beside a burger. Why is it that color? Do y'all see this? This is gray. I'm afraid. Okay, so there's little buns in here. I don't know what this is. And a mustard packet. Oh, the buns are hard. What the... Okay. Let's put this in the microwave for 12 seconds or some shit. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, they have been heated. God, they're greasy. I wonder, I'm going to put these in for about 5 seconds to see if that softens them, because these things are hard as fuck. 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Yeah, that helped with that a little bit. Okay. This is actually kind of terrifying. Okay. Ew. It's like separated in the package. I feel like this isn't safe. Okay, we'll put the top on, flip it over, and find out if this is ketchup or a mystery fluid. Okay, thank fuck it's ketchup. Man, this is a lot of ketchup for these teeny tiny ass burgers. It's a lot of ketchup and mustard. I guess it's probably going to be dry if you eat it cold. And these are made for kids, and they aren't going to microwave that shit. What's terrifying is it actually doesn't taste bad. I'm allergic to cheese. I'm allergic to cow's milk. I took an allergy pill in case they used milk as an ingredient in the buns. I wish this didn't taste actually half decent. Especially considering how scared I was of it. I'm sure it's nasty cold, but heated up, it kind of just tastes like. It tastes no different than your average crappy hamburger that you buy in a box at the store. Those, like, frozen patties. Final verdict, it's edible. Ish. I'm pretty sure that this thing has more chemicals in it than most of my cleaners, but it's edible-ish. What the fuck is datum? Azord carbamide? What the fuck? I know what vegetable propagate is, at least. Oh yeah, my chemical intolerance is not going to have fun with this. I get drunk off a half a cooler. This is not going to be good on my system. Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Well, that actually wasn't half bad. I was expecting a lot worse. Since I've already eaten and I have no reason to cook tonight, I guess I will see y'all later. I love you. I love you guys, and we will see you again soon. Hopefully in the next one. You have a good one. Bye-bye. Mwah.